Hello, Melissa. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Ellen. Can you all hear me okay? If someone wouldn't mind giving a little comment or a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Hello, Brenda. Hi, April. Brenda, can you hear me? Great. Thank you, Shirley. The little intro was supposed to play. Perfect. Thank you. The intro was supposed to start at 7:55 and I have it. Oh, perfect. Thank you all. I have it. I had it set to go, but it's not playing for some reason. So we will be skipping the intro this week and starting a little bit earlier than a few minutes earlier than normal. Thanks, April. And thanks for being here after a long day. I hear you. It's been a long day for me, too. And it's just me tonight. Sean is traveling. And I'm feeling a little under the weather. I woke up feeling kind of stuffed up, and it's progressed throughout the day. So I hear you. I've had a day as well. Hi, Kate. Nice to see you tonight. Thanks for joining. Hey, Luann. Yeah, I'm going to dive on in, Melissa. I'm just going to give it another minute. Hi, Kara. Thanks for joining. Ellen, I know. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you. That's funny. Oh, thanks, April. Yeah, I don't know if it's allergy. I was reading that ragweed is starting here in the Northeast, so it could be allergy. It may not, but thanks, Jamie. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's means I'll be doing a lot more speaking tonight without Sean here, but that's okay. I have a little bit of some water to the side here to help me get through it. And then I think after we're done, it's just going to be jumping in to get some rest. So I am going to come down to my desktop and we'll, as Melissa said, we'll dive right in and we'll go over tonight's bundle. So tonight I will be creating with this really fun stamp set called Radishing. And there's two different bunches of radishes and one single one. And it's a 4x4 set. And the sentiments say, I'd pick you from the garden anytime. You're unbelievably rad. You're radishing. And my favorite, which is our friendship is rooted in love and maybe a little dirt. So it's funny. Thanks, Dad. Hey, if it is a little bit of potato juice in the cup, that's fine because whatever it takes to get through. Hey, Karen, how are you? So we'll be using that Radishing stamp set. Also in the bundle is the Radishing coordinating digital cut file. So since there's currently no dies for the newer products because of the cost of dies right now, Christopher's been great about coming out with the digital cut files that you can use on your SVG machine. And so you're getting that in the bundle as well. We also have the Star Woven Doodles A2 sized stencil that I'll be using. And we're using the Hall Pass paper pack. There are some great designs in here. And I know when you think Hall Pass, you think, school related, which was, a lot of what we did last month with the books. But when you look at the designs of the paper, there's a great plaid. There's a great text paper. There's some floral prints. And so I thought this would be a fun one to use. That's true, Jamie. I think the vodka could help. Karen, yeah, I'm a little under the weather. I'm kind of stuffed up and, the not a scratchy throat, not a sore throat, but just a little scratchy. Also in our bundle is the Motel Sunset Glitter Glaze, which is one of my favorites. Look at how glittery and rich that color is. It's amazing. Hey, Shalana, welcome. Also going to be using two different chroma mists. I'm going to be using Candy Apple Red and Noble Fur for a green. Also, we have in the bundle the Perfect Blend card panels that are A2 sized. And then also is a pack of the lunch bag cardstock. So that's everything that's in the bundle tonight. The price for that bundle is $60.91, so $60.91. Hello, Annie, and oh, thanks, Karen. And if you order the bundle tonight, you'll also get a free permanent adhesive runner. And I'll be using this in making my card tonight. So you'll see it in action. The nice thing is these are refillable, so you can always get refills, and just you open it up by unscrewing that and you pop it in and you're all set. Hi, Cordelia. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining tonight. So that's what's in the bundle. And my card for tonight is this design. So I used the small bunches of the radishes, and I set them against a nice stenciled background. I used that sentiment that says our friendship is rooted in love and maybe a little dirt. Used a plaid paper as a frame, and I used from my stash just a jagged oval die to cut out that center. So that is the design for tonight. I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm going to use a different paper tonight. Same pack, but just a different paper design from the pack. And one thing that I love about this glitter glaze is I used it on the background, but then I also, you can probably see it a little bit on the radishes. I added some on because with that color against the red and the green, it looks a little bit like dirt. So I thought that was a cool effect for the radishes as they get pulled up from the ground. So that is our card for tonight. Cordelia, I started off with a scratchy throat last Friday night, had to go to the doctor. Respiratory. Okay. Well, I will be I'll be keeping that in mind. And when I start to feel this way, I'm going to go to the store tomorrow to get some lemons, because hot water with lemon is very soothing when I'm feeling like this. So I'm going to go get some lemons. One more thing to note before I jump into the card. Since our friend Sean is not here in person tonight because he's traveling for his day job, he did pre-record a video, and he has that set to go live on his channel making his card using this bundle at 9 o'clock tonight. So be sure to check out Sean's channel if you'd like to see his fabulous card and see him create that. Hey, Penny, nice to see you tonight. Thanks for joining. So I'm now going to jump in to go ahead and start working on the card. I did a little bit of pre-work, but not too much. Really, the pre-work that I did was just getting my paper together. Hey, Jim, how are you? Welcome. And just did my die cutting. So tonight, instead of the plaid paper, I'm using this really pretty floral that is essentially the same colors that's in that plaid, but it's just, a different print. So really fun floral print because, radishes come up from the ground. There could be flowers around it. I thought that would be a nice combination. Thanks so much, Cordelia. I'm hoping that it's just allergy too, that it's the ragweed. Because this is the time of the year I start with like the second cycle of my allergies, unfortunately. So in order to make sure that our panel is going to dry in enough time, and hopefully I won't have to use too much heat to get it to speed up, I'm going to start out with some simple stenciling. And for the card, I have an A2 lunch bag card base. So your standard 4.5 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I cut my white panel to be just a little bit shorter than that. So I went 4 inches by 5.25 for that panel. So this stencil, which is A2, is just a little bit bigger than the panel. But what's nice is since there is a frame on the card, not everything is seen. So really, I'm just going to focus on that center area of the stencil. Hot water with lemon and honey, a shot or two of bourbon. I'll tell you, Melissa, I remember my dad, when he was sick, he worked with these women from who were originally from Poland. And they'd go back to Poland, I think, if not every year, every other year or so, to see family. And they would give him this Polish, I think it was like a whiskey, that when he was sick, he would put a shot of that in some tea and he would be out like that. It was very, very strong. And I remember smelling it as a kid and I just couldn't believe the smell of it. So if I had some of that, I probably would put one in there. Thanks for sharing the link to the bundle, Penny. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to go over with some of this great glitter glaze to get some stenciled effect onto our white card panel. And like I said, this is one of my favorites. Another really great idea for this particular, the Motel Sunset glitter glaze, is if you are doing anything kind of vintage and like you're using, or even steampunk, and you're using cogs and wheels, this particular glitter glaze makes amazing rust on something that you're trying to make look like that's metal look older. It looks fantastic and it just glistens so much in the light. So I already have one of these in reserve and I'm probably going to end up buying another one because it's just become such a favorite. And especially with the fall now and doing fall cards, this looks amazing on leaves. So it is definitely a good one to have in your crafting arsenal. Oh, really, Karen? Yeah, I remember. I could be wrong, but this was something like 80 proof or 90 proof, I think. Um, Polish whiskey. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to lift that stencil off. Now, as you can see, we have a really cool background full of stars and circles and all kinds of great shapes. So I am going to put my stencil to the side to clean later. And let that start to dry. Hope that everyone else is having a good day. I saw April mention that it was a long day. Hopefully it's getting better for you. So for my radishes tonight, I could go with the same small cluster or I could go with the bigger one. The bigger one would fit in that area. And my sentiment should still fit in. So let's do a little different and we'll use the bigger set of radishes tonight. Oh, nice. Trying to kill you. Oh, yeah, Nikki, I am so ready for the fall. Like today here in Massachusetts, in the eastern part of the state, it was in the low 60s all day. Very overcast. It's going to get warmer for a few days. You're right, Penny. I do need a stencil tray. I'm going to have to pick up one of those too. Good thinking. Yeah, so it was nice. It felt very fallish today, and I'm personally loving it because regardless of the allergies, It is my favorite time of the year. I just realized I have it on the rubber stamp side, so let me go to the clear. Good thinking, Penny. I definitely need one of those. I understand, April. Totally understand. Um, my father is the same way. He loves the heat. He loves the just the warm weather in general. Um, I'm more of a fall, and I mean, obviously I can survive the summer, but I like the other three seasons a little bit better. There we go. I'm just going to do it one more time just to make sure that there's a nice dark impression. I need to re-ink my Raven ink pad. My niece and her boyfriend were in the area going home from the beach today, so they stopped off and they were very nice. They picked up some dinner nearby and then came over and we ate here at my place. So it was good to see them before they started the second leg of the journey back home to the western part of Massachusetts. Oh, okay. Oh, you're okay in Dallas. Yeah. Yeah. The winter here in New England can be cold, but I can deal with the cold because I live in since I work from home I live in hoodies. So if I could be in hoodies year round, I'd be so happy. Oh, great! I'm glad she just got home. Ellen is getting down. I love the nightlife. I like to boogie. All right. I'm going to just add a little bit of heat to the stamped image to dry that heat. I just realized what I said. I think I said dry that heat. And what I really meant was dry the ink. I'm sure that you understood that. Hi, happy crafty ho ho. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here with us tonight. I'm just looking for a small ink brush. It's over here to the side. The one I want. There we go. Let's see. Did I miss any saying hello to anyone? Pioneer Valley. Jim, yeah, my family's in the Pioneer Valley. They are all out in Holyoke. That's where I grew up, and I came out the Boston way for college and stayed out this way because that's where I was. Luckily, in my junior year of college, I had lined up my job for graduation, so that worked out quite well. But yeah, so they're out in the Pioneer Valley. They're about an hour and a half away from me. Oh, so is Happy Crafty Ho Ho? Is that Andrea? Is that you, my friend? I didn't recognize that name for you. Yeah, and my niece and her boyfriend, they went up to a friend of mine is at a beach in New Hampshire this week. She rented a house, and I was invited to go too, but with work, I couldn't make it happen because it's a really busy week for me at my day job. But she invited my niece and her boyfriend down, and they went and they had a great time for a few days, which was really nice. I was happy they were able to do that. So I'm using my Chroma Mist, much like an aqua pigment, to go ahead and color in my radishes. Normally I do like spraying, but with this, I thought it would be fun just to use it to paint. And this candy apple red is a really, really great color. So, oh, hello, Bree. I'm glad you got home safe. Very happy. Oh, missed some comments here. It is you. Okay. Well, welcome, Andrea. Glad to know that that's you. Yeah, I saw that on the news, Jim, that the Bridge of Flowers just reopened. And that's something that, I had never been to. So that's actually something I would like to see. And I'm just using my spray bottle of water and this paper towel to clean off my brush. I don't need everything to be perfect because the green that I'm going to use is a darker green and, won't little contamination will not be a bad thing. Yeah, I saw that and I thought that looked really nice. Yeah, so I mean they're not too far from me, but it is a bit of a long ride. It's a straight shot on the highway, which is nice, but for me, as especially now that I'm a little over the age of 50, my night driving has become a lot harder. So I don't like to be driving back in the dark too much. She is being extra Ellen, huh? Look at her. Look at that. She's getting ready. I know she'll be joining Christy for the Aftercrafters at 9 or a little after 9. I was thinking today that it is so. I'm amazed that. Hey, Pam, welcome. Nice to see you, my friend. Um, I am so shocked that next weekend is already going to be Memorial Day weekend. This year is just flying by. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, and for the bottom of my radishes, I'm going to leave those white, but I'm going to add in just a little texture with some lines from a white gel pen, just so that they don't look so plain. There we go. And while we're at it, I really like adding in just a little bit of the glitter glaze. Oh, that was close. That almost fell right on the card panel. Let me just clean my finger here. I like that look of having just a little bit of that glitter on there to make it look like a little bit of dirt. Yeah, Jim, you're right. The Big E is right around the corner. Yep, absolutely. Jeez, I haven't been to that in years. I have to admit, I do miss some of the food because fair food is maybe not good for you, but it certainly tastes good. Um, and I miss the cream puffs at the Big E. They have these giant cream puffs that are just amazing. Um, yeah, some good fair food. Out this way in this part of the state, there is the Topsfield Fair, which is a large fair like the Big E. The Topsfield Fair is probably a little bit more kind of, agrarian focused. Like the big draw at the Topsfield Fair is the big pumpkin growing contest, where you should see the size of some of these pumpkins. They are huge. Yeah, Jamie, that fair food, it's not good for you, but oh, is it good. There's a building. So like the Eastern States is actually, it's a fair that is it represents all of the northeastern states. So there's these buildings that you can go into that are specific to each of the New England states. And the Rhode Island building has a vendor that sells, don't think about them as being sweet. They're savory, but they sell clam fritters. So there's nothing sweet about them. They're a very savory fritter that have like minced clams in them, and they are so delicious, so good. That's one of my favorite foods there. I am going to just dry a little bit so that this will be okay to fussy cut out. There we go. Yeah, our family used to go to the Big E every year. And we'd go and walk around, and um, it was kind of fun to go into some of the little side shows that they'd have, like, the world's smallest horse and things like that. I remember one time there was one that was claiming to be the skeleton of a mermaid, and I begged my dad, and he took me in to go see it. Just like those P.T. Barnum type things, those little sideshows. And they have concerts. They've had some pretty big names over especially the past like decade or so. But when we were growing up, it was like, I remember back in the 80s, Johnny Rivers played the Big E, and we happened to be there when he was playing, and so we stopped and listened to Johnny Rivers, and my parents kind of reminisced a bit. Oh, okay, Kate. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it can be a really fun time. I think what's even more fun though is I like to walk around and look at what all the vendors are selling, because there are a lot of small vendors um, with crafts, and I love supporting small business and vendors and artisans, and so that's really the fun part for me, is walking around and seeing what people are making and selling. Yeah, brings back lots of memories, that's for sure. Do any of you have any kind of big state fairs like that you go to? I have friends who actually are in Minnesota, and not far from where Sean moved to and where Sandy is in the St. Paul area. They're just in the suburbs, and they keep telling me that they want me to come out some year for the Minnesota State Fair. They say they have a good time going there. And I haven't been to see them in quite a while. And now I'm afraid I'm going to get into trouble if I go out there, because I'm going to want to meet up with Sean and Sandy And I'm sure we could get into some trouble. Here we go. So I got them fussy cut out. Oh, the Texas State Fair. Yeah. Oh, Melissa. Um, yeah, I'm surprised. Do they have one in Florida? Maybe further away from where you are? Just running a little black along the outside because I like to cut right up close to the line, and that just helps establish the line if I go a little bit over as I'm fussy cutting. Oh, foreigner, huh? Wow. I'm not familiar. I know ZZ Top, but oh, Busta Rhymes. Oh, jeez. He's a hoot. I don't know who Rick Ross is. You don't know Melissa? Okay. I just thought I'd ask. Being curious. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more drying here. Yes, in March, it's at the State Fair. Okay. Used to go to the Richmond. Yep. Oh. Oh, a day off from school. That's always worth it. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of speeding up the drying process here. Oh, look at that, Jim. Jim knows who Rick Ross is. I had no idea that he was a rapper. You just moved way up in the coolness factor, Jim. Oh, Tampa, huh? Oh, Brenda, you said Train as well. I do like Train a lot. I didn't see you say that. Yeah, Train's a favorite of mine. Just get it from the back a little bit. There we go. It's still a little tacky, but let's see. Little tacky. You know what? I am going to put a little bit more heat on there. Well, hello, Christy. Thanks for joining, dear. Hope you had a good day. Oh boy, Jim. Yeah. Huh. Wow. Ellen. Okay, that seems more dry now. Oh, that's okay, Christy. We're used to you questioning who you are, you know? I like to give Christy a hard time. So, Jim, where is the New York State Fair? Where's that held? How that happened. Let's get that off. And I'm just going to put some tape on the back there. So as you can see, this is actually a really nice tape runner. Does not take much pressure to get that to go on there at all. Pretty good coverage. You know what? I wasn't completely dry. Well, that's okay. As soon as I get that on there, I'm going to be in good shape. And I can just clean this up. Syracuse, okay. Nice. I have not been to Syracuse. I've been to New York City. And I've also been to the Albany area. A company I used to work for had an office in Clifton Park, so used to go there. Been to Saratoga, right up by there as well. And then my father has family, I think it's called Little Falls, New York. And as a kid, we had gone there to visit the family, and that was a bit of a ride, if I remember. It was further upstate. Okay. So I like this sentiment. 141st year. Wow. That's really cool. And I think to change it up a bit, instead of having it on the inside, I can center the radishes if I put the sentiment on the frame. So I'm going to change it up a little bit more than my original design and do that. Oh, okay. Cool. That's true, Ellen. Christy, log in as all of your different personalities so that we can get a good number of viewers. That's a joke. I don't want you to think I'm being rude to poor Christy. We like to tease each other. And Christy often does log in as making cards with friends rather than her personal account. So we like to give her a hard time. And we love you for that, Christy. We love that you count for two. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was pretty small when we went there. I know Ellen said she was crafting along tonight. Is anyone else? If you are, I'd love to know what you're making or working on. Ellen. Oh, dear. I love your sense of humor. It is very similar to mine. For those that may have joined a little bit later, tonight I am working with the Radishing stamp set that from this month's release that has 3 really cute radish stamps on it. I'm using one of the bunches on this card. And some great sentiments that I really like. And the Hall Pass paper pad. I'm using this really cute floral paper as a frame for my card. Also in the bundle is the lunch bag cardstock, the Perfect Blend A2 sized card panels, the red apple, or the candy apple red, the noble fir green, and the Motel Sunset glitter glaze, along with the digital cut file for the stamp set. And all of that is $60.91. And if you order it tonight, you get a free refillable tape runner, which works really well. That tape just kind of came nicely out of there, so that was good. April is doing some foiling. Very nice. Christy, not yet. Not yet for Christy. She will be in a little bit, though, when she and Andrea go ahead and go live. And I'm going to get some double-sided foam tape onto the back of my frame panel. I used up my big roll of the Brutus Monroe foam tape that came out last year and that I loved. It was great. The size and everything was perfect. Used all that up. So I'm back to using up my smaller strips. So, Christy, does that mean you're creating cards for men's birthdays tonight? Is that the theme that you and Andrea are doing? Make sure that tape is on there. Oh, Melissa. Hall pass, my dear. Hall pass. Oh, too funny. So in my design, I went ahead and cut the paper for the floral frame to be smaller than the white panel, so that this is 3.75 inches by 5 inches. I like that look of having just a little bit of overlap coming out from underneath the frame. So, and then I put the frame onto the double-sided foam tape strips just to give some dimension and elevate it a bit. And I also put my radishes onto some, just again to go ahead and add some dimension to the card. Cordelia. Oh, okay, Christy, that's awesome. Yeah, Cordelia, I was going over the bundle again, mentioning the elements, and I had said the Hall Pass paper collection, paper pad, but Melissa thought that I had said something else. So, oh, that's funny. Oh, Luann's working on a shaker. Nice. And for my radishes, I'm just going to center them onto the card. And this is a pretty quick card. There we go. So this is the card I made on the live tonight. Same sentiment. Our friendship is rooted in love. And then in parentheses below, and maybe a little dirt. And I used the longer radishes this time, and but still put a little bit of the glitter glaze at the bottom and on the body and leaves to kind of make it look like a little bit of dirt. And that's with the floral paper. And then here is my original design that I created. That's just slightly different. That one has the smaller bunch of radishes, but still the same sentiment and the same stenciled background. And this one uses the plaid paper instead of the floral. But, you know, just two examples of designs that similar but a little different that you can make with this particular bundle. I agree, Cordelia. That we'll have to bring that up to Christopher. See what he thinks about that. Oh, but yeah. So a pretty simple card tonight, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really cute and a great card to send to friends. And if you're lucky enough to have a group of friends that you're really close with, you could make one for each of them and send them all the same type of design. Yeah, I really like that plaid as well, Cordelia. I'm going to bring my camera down so you can see it up a little bit closer. And I'm going to move that light off to the side. So there it is in the plaid, very light plaid, which is nice, but still folly with the colors, like with the reds and the orange and the greens. So really nice. And then pretty much the same colors here with the flowers. And I really like this flowered patterned paper. And I hadn't made a card with it last month. So when I was getting ready tonight, I said, let's use that one for the fring tonight. So yeah, there we go. Well, thanks, Andrea. Cattle hauling rigs. Thanks, April. I appreciate it. Oh, now I get it, Ellen, because of the name of the paper. Gotcha. That you could make a nice cattle themed paper with a name like that. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So I know I missed Sean tonight. I'm sure you probably did too. So he'll be back with us next week. Next week will be our last session, our last live with the August release. And let's just say that there's going to be a little bit of Halloween in the air next week. Some really great cards that Sean and I have in store for you. They're going to be a lot of fun. So that's a little coming attraction for next week. Thanks so much, Penny. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jim. And yes, if you enjoyed and if you would like to give a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. Thanks, Karen. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Cordelia. Yeah, Sean is such a good guy. He always brings a lot of fun to the game. Thanks, Brenda. I appreciate it. So yes, spooky next week, Melissa. I'm just going to say that to give you a little hint of what we'll be working on, you could use the phrase, "Oh my gourd." There you go. We're going to have spooky "Oh my gourd" cards next week. So, oh, Melissa, you're kind. Thank you, Ellen. Love you all too. Thanks so much for spending some time here with me tonight. I'm going to give you 15 minutes back. And I'll tell you that 15 minutes is going to go well with me because I'm going to go get a beverage and start heading to bed in a little while. So, thank you for that reminder, Melissa. If you are posting anything and you want to use the hashtag Men of Monroe Wednesdays, please do. We'd love to see what you're creating and have others see what you're creating and inspiring. Christy, love you too, my friend, and Ellen. Thank you so much. You're all so wonderful and so nice. Um, and Thanks, April. I'm hoping to. I'm hoping that I'm going to take some Sudafed before I go to bed, and that usually helps with the sinus pressure. So um, I look forward to hopefully seeing you all next week, if not before, on social media. So thanks for joining. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.